Got to talk about one of the hottest teams on the recruiting trail right now. That's the Florida Gators. They've been going flip crazy, and they are trending for more. Steve, you put in recent picks for DB Hilton Stubbs to flip from Miami, and then earlier on Sunday, Lagonza Shady Hayward decommits from Tennessee. You put a pick in for him as well. Gators looking to really upgrade this secondary.
Well, Josh, Florida had a top 10 recruiting class in 2024. Ever since there's been a vote of confidence for Billy Napier to return for the next season, and then they go out and close the season with 3 straight wins, they've been on fire on the trail and could push their way into the top 10 for a second straight cycle. They currently sit at number 14. There's a lot of big fish still on the board for Billy Napier and the Gators, and that starts with Hilton Drake Stubbs, top 100 defensive back from Jacksonville Mandarin. He is committed to Miami, but multiple sources tell On3 he is a heavy trend to Florida right now. He visited campus on Saturday, and I love for him to ultimately land in this Gators class.
All right, now I've been connecting the dots because you got DB Hilton Stubbs. He's from Jacksonville Mandarin. Now, Hilton Stubbs trending in UF's direction. His quarterback at that school, Tramel Jones, flipped from Florida State to Florida about 2-3 weeks ago now. So that leads me, because I'm connecting the dots over here, that leads me to Jamie French, the 5-star wide receiver at Jacksonville Mandarin, teammates with Stubbs and Jones. So he's committed to Texas. What's the latest on UF's ability to flip Jamie French from the Longhorns?
Well, talking to sources about this yesterday, working the storylines with Keith Niebuhr and Chad Simmons, we do think that Florida gaining momentum with Stubbs also helps with Jamie French. And Florida maybe gets the spatula out and flips French anyway. I know there's confidence around Austin and that Texas program that they keep French in the fold. But Florida, with the momentum that they have on the trail, it's Spatula City. How can you count them out for Jamie French at this point in the cycle?
Yeah, I was saying, Florida reminds me of Auburn down the stretch last year. If there was one team, you have all your commits. You did not want Auburn knocking at the door of one of your commits last year around this time. This year, though, it's the Florida Gators. They seem unstoppable. So that leads me to the next 5-star I want to talk to you about, and that's 5-star lineman Solomon Thomas. And guess where he's from? Jacksonville, Florida. No, not Mandarin High School, but he's from Jacksonville. He's committed to Florida State, and he was at that game Saturday night in Doak, in Tallahassee, watching the team he's committed to get beat by the Florida Gators. Do you think this could be another flip down the stretch for the Gators?
Well, Florida State's poured a lot of infrastructure and resources into the recruitment of Solomon Thomas. The problem is he doesn't know who his offensive line coach is going to be. We'll see if the Seminoles get one named over the next day or so. Depending on who you talk to, LSU is trending, Florida's trending. We just know the Seminoles have their hands full, and I think this is one of the targets at the end of the cycle that Florida will really push and invest in to try and get in the class.
All right. Well, Florida Gator fans, talk to Steve and I. Who are you tracking over the next 48 hours?
Josh, we got more Florida names we got to talk about here before we get out of this segment. Lagonza Shady Hayward, they're battling Georgia down the stretch. They had Hayward on campus yesterday. The On3 RPM is on the Gators right now for Shady Hayward, but we are certainly still keeping an eye on Georgia and that recruitment. How about Florida bringing that one full circle with 4-star Joseph Mbachu yesterday? Yeah. He was at one point committed to Florida, commits to Texas, visits Florida yesterday. He's in the fold. They're swinging at Myron Charles, another Texas commit. So I think that they're alive in that recruitment. And then Onis Konanban, he's a defensive back, 4-star, committed to Tennessee right now. That could also ultimately end up in this Gators class. So, again, they could be top 10 2 cycles in a row.
And, hey, if things get crazy enough, we could be talking about Naeem Offord as a potential flip. I mean, he did sneak in for an official visit just 2 weeks ago, right, Steve?
Yeah, no, I think that they gave him a lot to think about during that visit to Gainesville as well.
All right. Well, Florida Gator fans, talk to Steve and I. How crazy is it going to get over the next 48 hours? Who are the big flips you're watching? Let us know. Comment section below.